Speed, accuracy, endurance, focus, and great communication skills are talents that get a race car driver to the checkered flag. These are also just a couple of talents that Jay Von Bank with Quality Real Estate has to help you with all your real estate needs. When you work with Jay during your real estate journey, you can rest assured that he will give everything he has to achieve the end goal that you desire. His devotion to the community and family will have you glad you chose Jay Von Bank with Quality Real Estate, where you'll bank on his expertise.
Studio.
Okay.
Oh, don't mind the pyramid.
It's a little game.
Hey, do you know, Chelsea, that I am partially responsible for the tap beer pyramid ban in the Runestone Community Center?
Guess what's coming back?
Is it? Yes. Blair's 40th birthday party.
Oh my god.
We built a beer can pyramid from the dasher all the way to the top of the plexiglass.
Home opener? What do you think we're doing? Hey,
170 some beers we drank in
How big
2.5.
was the base? Actually, that's
Oh, it was huge.
That's engineering, so I don't know why
we
there's so
got
mad.
pictures somewhere.
Yeah,
There's
Blair's got them. I know I drank at least 40 of them. Me and Bruno did the freaking lion's share of the damage that
was a
night.
bit- you guys passed that other clan.
Yeah, we killed them.
Stussy clan. You passed them up.
Yeah.
But at least your group wasn't making out in the men's room.
Yeah.
You heard that, right?
No. Oh, a little
So
wango
the
tango.
Stussy group,
Yeah.
he had his Rogers and all three of his, has he got one in Mankato?
Oh, all
or
the
Roger?
Peterbilt boys.
He brought them all.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Two of them were banging in the men's room.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was a big line, and everybody's like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, a guy come walking
Yeah.
out. Everybody was giving him a
Yeah.
high five, and she come walking out
Yeah,
after.
the walk of shame.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hold on. What we got?
What are we, episode 10? Is this 10?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Napa night.
Haven't got killed yet. Haven't got booted. Haven't gained a corporate sponsor, though, either.
Corporate sponsor.
Yeah, corporate sponsor, like the guy that buys the race car ferry. Yeah, we need that guy. We ain't got him yet. So what's this? Yeah, suppose we start this gong show, huh?
Yes, we can.
Episode number 10.
Of the dirt.
We made it to double
Dan?
digits without getting booted. That's an accomplishment in itself alone.
We got another 90 episodes to get to the century mark before they boot us again, right? Is that the rule?
They're not booting us. They're just going to start to love us. Then we're going to go PC on them. Then they'll probably boot us. Yeah, we got a ways to go. We got a ways to go to catch our buddy Ryan Aho.
Who's the title sponsor of this thing again?
Well,
Dan?
I got to handle it because you can't. So, old Jay Von Bank Quality Real Estate slinging out the old support line to us clowns.
Is
so
he
we can
slinging?
do this.
Is he slinging Bud Lights at the?
No, Jay is the executive director of the grounds that night. I promoted him. He's overseeing the whole operation, so we don't have to.
Hold on here a sec. Executive director.
Yep.
It's an awfully big title for him.
Well, he's in charge of 30 employees.
Oh boy.
It's going to be good.
Has he got backup? Has he got an assistant?
Oh yeah. Kim's on it. Kim's gonna oversee the thing, and he's gonna handle all the boots on the ground, and it's gonna be great.
He'll be selling real estate during the concert.
Though, if he can multitask as well as he can with everything else, that probably will happen. That's good.
Oh,
Hey, you gotta have a captive market somewhere in 4,500 people, right?
that is true. And we're sucking down our Coke Zeros,
Yeah.
courtesy of Viking Coke.
You got it too early today, Kraus. She's not quite as cold as it was last week.
Well, I had to take them out of the cooler because they forgot to bring us some. So he comped us a couple because they were all over there. Viking Coke was getting stocked up for Rev'd Up.
Probably didn't have any coincidence that they were unloading about 300 cases of pop in our shed today. They weren't busy or nothing. They only had 5 guys on the ground.
I know they did.
So, yeah, heads up. Hats off to the old boys of Viking Coke for taking care of us, too. They're going to be, for those of you that don't drink beer, they're going to be keeping you hydrated this weekend when you're enjoying Rev'd Up Country Fest. So, big thanks to them, too.
Yeah, Ryan and the boys. And Brendan Payne, ex-Blizzard player, works for Viking Coke now. Did you know that? Did you see him over there?
I just found out.
You knew who he was.
Yeah, I didn't
obviously.
recognize him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while, but
So he moved back to town.
Yeah.
He's got a girlfriend here in town. So they moved back, and he got done with school. Now he's working for Viking Coke and possibly coaching with the Blizzard, too.
Gross. I think you and I need to have the same chat with him that we did with Ryan Satter
What's that?
about him coming back because he's got a girlfriend in town. We're gonna have a little chat with him.
Chat. We were there once, too, Dan.
Yeah, we were. We talk a good game now.
But what are we going to kick off to start this week? And
Well,
we have there's about 3 topics. Obviously, Rev'd Up, Napa Night. I think we need to get into a little bit of the national scene.
Yep.
Because the Hell Tour has been going on, which has been pretty good. Plus,
And they're raising some hell on the Hell Tour.
yes, they are. And the Husitz.
Husitz was
4-day sprint car show in Husitz
Yep.
out in Brandon, South Dakota. Good crowd there last night, too, by the way.
good crowd of cars and a good crowd of fans.
There was.
It was top shelf. I mean, their field fillers are winners at just about any race you go to. I mean, it was really good. But before we get too far into that, let's recap last week and get that off the docket because we got some people that we got to recognize for winning races and sponsors for putting a free grandstand together and all that jazz.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, of course, it was our annual Napa night, Napa Central, Minnesota, free grandstand night. They do it every single year. And so special thanks to Napa of Alexandria and obviously Central Minnesota because I know he owns a ton of stores basically in Central Minnesota. If it's a Napa,
I don't think there's enough fingers and toes on our hands and feet to count all the stores that he owns. He's got quite a few.
Right. So obviously it was Napa night, and we picked up a few more cars. The car counts obviously right now, and everybody knows it's really weird right now because I think we lost a couple B mods, Midwest mods. Sorry, mods was about the same. We gained some short trackers.
Yep.
We lost a couple supers, but I think the street stocks. Well, the street stocks
Streeters were better.
They were +6 too from the week before, so it was kind of weird. I know there was a couple mods not there. I know that they're going to be coming. I know Jason Tennis commented on that last week about some mods, and I know there was a couple supers too that had taken either the weekend off. I know the Scott boys are going to be coming back up, and Jim Kritzer's getting his car back together. So there was another 3 or 4 there, and all of a sudden you add that, and you're over about the 65 mark, and you're sitting 12 to 15 in every class.
If you get with the landscape of everything this year, anytime, unless you're in an area like Cedar Lake, Ogilvie, Grand Forks, where there's just a real high concentration of race cars locally, unless you're in one of those areas, if you see more than 55 to 60 cars that are at your local weekly show, you better be pretty damn happy because we've seen some of the numbers, and I'm not talking about 7 classes with 55 or like 5 like we're running. If you're getting 10, 11 a class average, that's pretty darn good right now. Trying times out there.
Yeah, it definitely is, and like I said, it was pretty decent turnout considering what went down. So we did end up with 12 Midwest mods. As far as results go for the feature, God dang it, pulled up the wrong one, Dan.
There you go, Kraus.
Here we go. Top 5 Midwest Modifieds from Napa night last Saturday night. The Johnson Jetline Executive Sanitation Midwest Modifieds. Sean Olson, Alexander in the 32, got 5th. Ron Sauer from Dalton, Minnesota, got in one of the 42 cars, right? Ended up 4th.
Yeah, which one did he boot Travis out of this?
I don't know, because Travis DNF'd. He was involved in something early. I can't remember what went down there. Taylor Bitson, great run. Getting 3rd, probably, it's got to be one of his better finishes, don't it?
2 Bitson boys are pretty good.
And I know
They're getting better all the time.
There was just, they'd get their cars back together. One of them rolled Friday in I-94. Almost positive. I saw some pictures and looked like something happened up there. So something went down. Josh Buzz Music, Brandon in the 23, the old yellow 23, come home 2nd. And Brendan Blasick, pretty sure that's his first win of the year at Viking, correct?
Yeah.
He may have won somewhere else.
He got one in Fergus.
But I know the 9B from Hoffman, Brendan Blasick got the win. And I didn't, I saw a little bit of it. I know there was, I know Avery blew a tire, Anderson, because I ran up and I was helping him, and we tore the side out and got a quick tire change back out there and got him going. Then I was just kind of watching a little bit. It looked like kind of the old Blasick, the old 9B machine had him covered.
Yeah, he's pretty good, but he's always pretty good. They're still not there. Last year we saw what happens when they're there. They're dominant. But the car that's surprising me, not because it's fast, but because he's consistent, is old Buzzy.
Right.
That car, he's always had a fast car, but he always seemed like he lacked consistency a little bit. Well, that lack in consistency, that's past tense, because that thing is up there in the front every week. And he's about 2 turns on 2 screws away from being a elite car. I mean, they really got it rolling.
Yeah, they're doing, Taylor Bitson +4, Ron Sauer +4, so some guys are moving up in the field. Blasick started 3rd. Good to see Randy Loggy back again. Talked to him a little bit. Just really good guy. You got a chance.
What happened to him the other week? Did he cook it? Did he cook the motor?
He told me. I can't remember.
Oh.
I'm too old. I don't remember anything these days.
Well.
He told me. I was texting him a little bit. I got to know Randy.
Cross,
pretty well.
can you imagine when the day comes where they throw both our asses in memory care units if we're in the same place?
Our poor wives.
No, they'll be going out for lunch every day while we sit there and talk about stuff that happened 70 years ago that we can't remember.
And the other thing I did notice, Tanner Bitson, John Carlson, Connor Bussey, Tim Pedersen, and obviously Avery Anderson got back out there after that flat tire. Those guys are getting faster, and they're starting to tag the back of that field, and they're battling a little bit too. So, and they're all young guys for the most part. Haven't raced a whole lot, kind of couple 3rd, 4th years. Maybe they're into their 2nd year. Obviously, Avery's in his 2nd year, but so it's going to be fun to watch. Those young guys all of a sudden start mixing it up with, the veterans up front.
You remember the crash fest we had the first week in that class?
Which class?
In the B mods.
Yes.
It was horrible. I mean, it was bad. You can't bitch about them since.
No.
They've done very, very well, and they're putting on a good show, and there's more cars are getting faster and more competitive. It's always kind of been just the thing that, the street stock feature race is probably going to be the best race of the night. I'll tell you what, these B-Mod races have been excellent.
Yes, they have.
And it's not that the street stock classes races are any worse, because they're not. They've been great. But now we got another class that's got a lot more equal, competitive guys putting on another good show. And the super stock races are always good. Modified races, would we like more cars? Yeah, but you know what? We got 9. We got 9 damn fast ones.
Right.
In the short trackers, there's always 3 good races in every race. I mean, we kind of got it covered right now, and we're fortunate.
Yep, absolutely.
A lot of places can't say that.
Nope, absolutely. And speaking of the street stocks, we did have, what did I say? We had 14 of them?
Yeah.
14 of them, which is a good count. I know the tour was still going on, too, wasn't it, last weekend?
I believe, yep.
Can't remember where they're at. I lose track of
They were up north. They were Forks and Greenbush.
They went Forks Friday.
Greenbush Saturday.
Greenbush, that was it?
Yeah,
I don't think they ran Sunday, did they? So which is a good count. I know there was a couple still not here, too. So, that class is going to, it was good to see Witowski come over. Scott came over from Aberdeen. Got his 6th place finish. Jason Timish, Mr. Consistent so far this year, if you ask me, home with the 5th.
He's fast, consistent.
Absolutely.
He's really getting pretty good.
Roger Berkness, Eagle Brand in the 28th. 4th, J.J. Newberta, right here from Alexandria in the 14, got 3rd, up 3 spots, so he moved up. Kyle Dykoff rolled into town and started 8th and ended up getting 2nd. Then the old track champs back at her again. Ryan Satter in the old 67 from Dent, picking up another feature win.
That's a big ad. To have Satter or not to have Dykoff show up here on a weekly show. That's a fast car.
Now, did they? I didn't watch much of it. Did they come down to basically the last couple laps?
I don't remember, but it was a good race.
I just remember Shane going nuts up in the tower and some. I don't know if they were side by side.
Yeah,
I didn't rewatch much this week either.
I rewatched it Sunday, but honestly, with this whole concert thing going on, I can't remember what day it is, much less who won what race. Sorry for the shitty content this week, but we're a little bit preoccupied.
Well, and I was preoccupied. I didn't have I lost my power steering in the heat, never got it back. So we were trying to get that fixed and had some issues going on, and then we put a different motor in the other 29 car and trying to get that tuned. So I was kind of.
Did you drag out old Betsy one more time?
Who's Betsy? Who?
That old motor?
Oh, no. That one's in my car. I don't know where we got this one. My dad and John threw something together. No idea where it came
threw it
from.
together.
They basically threw it together. And after it got done throwing it together, my dad goes, my street car Monte Carlo's got more power than this thing. So they already took that baby out and they're building another one. So I don't know. I haven't even been out there this week. I don't even know what's going on. So I know he took all my power steering apart. Who knows what's going on with that? So, but yeah, so like I said, I know I watched a little bit, and I always want to watch the streeters. A lot more now since I raced them and I got to know a lot of those guys. I always watch the street stock class because they always put on a good show, and with the way the track is and their rule package, they're usually a big there's usually a big herd of them out there racing.
Right. Big thing the biggest takeaway that I took from last week's races, and this is maybe a little out of order because we still got more recap to do. It's hot and windy. Can't believe how well the track held up.
It did.
I was out there early in the morning. Dan got out there and started watering at 5 a.m. And I got out there, I don't know, 8:39, and it was already getting dry. And I'm like, what are you gonna do, man? How are you gonna beat this heat? He's like, don't worry about it. He goes, I was out here dumping water at 5 a.m. He goes, I almost had it too wet for a while. And I'm like, okay. And sure as hell, lo and behold, he was right. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so Ryan Satter with another all-star title on abstract street stock win.
What is that, 4 now?
Don't know. I lose count. I don't even start counting with Mr. Satter.
No.
He's moved up on he's not the all-time leader. Who's the all-time leader? Is it still Mark Blom? Or who's the all-time street stock leader?
I don't know. Dude, there's been so many good ones.
I'll have to ask Mr. Krogh where
Vogel's got a pile here too before this tour thing started when he raced here and won all the time.
I'll have to
Nitro Jimmy's got a pile of
it
does. Too.
I'll have to text Mr. I'll text Ron Krogh and see. He sent me the Superstock one from last year, so I knew that, but I don't know. I like to know the mods and the.
Who is the all-time leading Superstock winner?
That would be me, Dan. I'm not going to rub it in, but it is me.
You did. You do hold the crown.
Correct. I'm at about 65.
I was curious because Ron Host and John Steppen both won a lot.
They did
for a short period of time.
I'm pretty sure Host is second. I'm not 100. And this Ron sent me this in.
What's Dan Ziesen about fourth, and he only raced him for 3 or 4 years?
He's fifth.
Is he fifth?
So I got about, and this was this was the end of 21. So it might have gone up, and he didn't have it. He said he had it since he started back in about 98, so he missed a couple. So I was at 65. Ron Host was 43. Steppen was 35. Timmy Johnson was 33.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Timmy, too.
And then Dan Ziesen's at 30. So that was kind of the...
And Trevor's got to be climbing the ranks in a hurry.
And, well, he was only... You may remember up until last year, he wasn't even hit the double digits yet.
Right.
So, but he's climbing now. Obviously, he had 6 last year.
He's already got 4 this year, I think.
3 this year, I think. And then, so, yeah, he's obviously climbing the ranks, too. So... but yeah, it's something I want to. I'll ask Ron. I'll get Ron Krogh and see if we can't get the break. I'd like to know where the mods are at too. I'm sure it's obviously Dan Ziesen, but I'd like to see where
Dan Ziesen's got.
Like to see where everybody else is at in that. Gotcha. Getting into our late country meets, short trackers. It's good to see 13 of them. And I think they're going to keep. Keep piling in once we get rolling here. And I know there's some local guys and. I know the travel costs have been killing that class because they don't have a whole lot of money into those cars anyway. And you really don't want to be driving 20, 30 miles to get to a racetrack with those things, and I completely get it.
And try to buy an old car that you can turn into one of these things at a reasonable price right now. It's not easy to do.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sure the entry cost of these cars to race is probably up by $1,500 over what it was 2 years ago, just because the cars are worth so much more money.
For sure. So coming home fifth, Jeff Hansen from Barrett, the old 15H. That's got to be his first top 5 of the year.
Oh,
don't it?
Hansen's got some good stuff in that hot rod. And he's getting some wrinkles.
Starting to get her figured out.
Yeah, he's getting there.
Well, maybe we'll keep giving him a hard time like we gave JT, and he'll maybe make his way into victory lane.
We can't beat up on Hansen too bad though, because Hansen he helps us promote that class in a big way.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Obviously we've known Jeff for years. So David Wall from Fergus Falls on 18W come home fourth. Tristan Raths from Donnelly, he's a young kid, right?
Yeah,
5T, getting third. Kevin Wall. Did we ever figure out what the Wall bangers are? Brothers.
They're whatever they are. They're good. They're in the top 5 every week.
Absolutely. In the 45W, he got second, and then Sean Robinson from Dalton, Minnesota, in the 00. Was that his first night here?
He was here last year. That car.
Was that the one he was winning a bunch last year?
I don't quote me on this, but I think that's the car. I think that was the car Youngquist had last year. That moved up to the street stocks. You know, that won all the time.
He's only raced 3 times. He was at I-94, but we didn't race.
Did he win 3 times?
No, he didn't. He got a 7th and a 3rd at I-94, and then he won here. So, so good to see him back running, and I'm sure he'll keep coming here.
Yeah, once they come to the half mile, it's hard for him to leave.
Absolutely. Looking at your Hilltop Lumber Super Stocks, like I said, we only did have 9. I know we talked. I think we're going to, like I said, we'll get back up to that 12-14 range here in a big hurry. That'd be myself, Jeff Krause, coming home in the 29 Star in 5th. Jack Caranda, pretty sure he led most of the race, did he not?
Yeah, he led a bunch of it.
And he ended up 4th. The track kind of got locked down towards the bottom, towards that end of the race, and all of a sudden we all started catching each other. And if we would have had another 3-4 more laps, there would have been some tin swapping going on.
That's usually what happens when she gets narrow.
Because Jack didn't get to the bottom quick enough, and everybody else did. And then Trevor was actually tried staying a half lane up, and it wasn't really working. And then Carter Rentz was coming on the bottom. So Jack coming home 4th. Matt Miller, Glenwood in 13M 3rd. Carter Rentz, obviously a good run. He was running right on the tires. He came home 2nd. And then Trevor Sauer again coming home with the win. And like I said, it was about, if we would have had 5 more laps, there would have been some tin swapping going on. But I was just going to sit in 5th. I caught those guys, but I wasn't going anywhere. I had no power steering. I couldn't turn. I couldn't do nothing. And my car was obviously garbage again. But like I said, it started tightening up there, and it was getting really, really good about ready to get.
Only got one thing to say, Krause.
Interested. What's that?
Remember last week's show when you guaranteed to win in the Race of Champions qualifier?
I did, and I didn't do it.
You fell. You fell short.
I'm gonna have to take a provisional, even if I even go to the 100. I haven't even decided if I'm doing that yet. But
I think there's going to be a lot of people that are having to make some tough decisions.
It's trust me, I've been there, done that, and it's $1,000 to $1,500 bill to get there.
Oh, I know. Especially if they don't water the track like a lot. That thing gets dried out, hard abrasive with all them cars on it. Start roasting the right rear tire every time you take the track, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. I mean, the dirt's the dirt, and it's what it is, and you don't want a plowed field either. But when you got 300 and some race cars at a track, and you got to start racing at 5 PM,
yep,
it's not easy to do.
Nope. And then I got to drive back and forth because I got to work because we're in hockey season,
right?
So we got to drive back and forth every day. And all of a sudden, that price just doubled. So who knows? We'll see what pans out. And
long time between now and September.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So that was your rundown of your Hilltop Lumber Super Stocks. Getting into the Integrity Title Modifieds, we did have 9 cars there. And like I said, I know JT said, I know there's a bunch out there, but like you said, you look through. Johnny Omscheid ended up 8th and Talon Tennis 9th. Excuse me, Johnny Omscheid won down in KRA a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And he had the 7A of Shane Zabrowski beating down his door, and he couldn't pass him. So he's obviously getting much better. So, but Blake Jetfig 7th, Jason Tennis 6th, Josh Tennis 5th, Dusty Bitson 4th, Brady Gertis 3rd, Travis Sauer 2nd, and Brett Hoyam gets the win. Where are you supposed to go in that field if you're sitting mid-pack? You know what I mean?
Where are you going? You're going nowhere because you have nothing but lumber all the way around you.
Right.
Nice to see Jetfig come back to town.
Yeah, it was.
He must have finally got caught up on whatever it was he was doing, and that car is, when it's on, forget it. When it's off, he's good. When he's on, forget it.
He'll get her figured out. And I never got a chance to talk to him. He parks outside in his NASCAR hauler out there.
Well, he's got that sweet trailer. I mean,
Usually he comes across, and I always go BS with him. I got to know Blake pretty good over the years, and I never got a chance to talk to him. So, again, thanks for Blake coming up. And that race was about to get really, really interesting. I hit my pit guy, Blair, and I said, Blair, there's a slide job coming.
Yep.
And we all stopped and sat there and watched because we all know Travis Sauer. He's chucking it, and he's going for the win. And he didn't quite get close. He tried, but he couldn't do it completely. If he would have, they both would have been out.
Yeah, they'd have been in the rhubarb.
They'd have been out in Dan Ziesenland out there out in the sorry, Scott, but they would have been out in Dan Ziesenland out there in the rhubarb past
the old shitter would have got some more company, is what you're saying?
Yes, it would have. Don't park your Ford truck back there like that one guy did. But yeah, no, it was going to end up being a good race. The track got a little top dominant because they went out there and watered, and it was too dirty for us. We couldn't run up there in the supers, but at least they got to run the high side anyway. And like I said, it was about a lap or two away from. He was trying. Travis was trying. You know he's gonna.
Well, he's never unloaded a car for second place. He'd rather get last trying to get first than get second, sitting there not going after the win. So.
Hi, this is Jay Von Bank, realtor with Kowali Real Estate. If you're a first-time home buyer or a veteran, I'd love to help you find your new home. Call me today at 320-305-4604.
But that's the way it's supposed to be.
And Mr. Hoyam did a great job. He was consistent. Didn't screw up. One little bobble, get tight in one little corner, and that baby would have been over. So his car rotated real well, and he had traction off. So he did
the last few years, ever since he got, I think he's still running them SSRs.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Ever since he got into those cars and got a baseline for, okay, this thing's pretty balanced and it's pretty good every night. Dude, he's been tough, and hopefully we see more of him now. I know he farms, and this spring everybody knows been just hell on farmers because with the weather and everything they couldn't get their crops in. So some of the car count numbers being low has been due to that. And them guys should be pretty much done, or if not, real close. So hopefully he'll show up more often, and hopefully we see Jake Wildman show back up, and I mean, you got to take care of your livelihood before you go have fun. So we totally understand, but be good to see a few more cars get rolling now that those guys got their spring plant underneath their.
Yeah, absolutely, and you put Brett Hoyam starting outside pole, and there's a high side. He's gonna be pretty tough to beat.
It's like the equivalent of putting Danny Byer in the outside pole, and
pretty much.
High side.
Pretty much. And I don't think was Danny here.
He probably took the week off.
So you get him back. I know Avery Anderson's building a mod. Matt Tennis has got a mod. What did JT say about Bolins?
Well, it sounds like he's got a car, but he's trying to get his shed done first because he moved.
Gotcha. Because he ran here every night last year.
Yeah, I mean, it's all this other life stuff that people got going on too. That it sucks. We'd love to have 18 to 20 modifieds like we used to have every night, but right now with everything going on, it's just not in the cards. But we're damn fortunate that we got the ones we got because we got good ones.
Yes, absolutely.
There's no back markers, none.
Yep. So again, that's a recap from Napa night. Again, special thanks to Napa, Central Minnesota, hopping on board, buying out our grandstand. It's always a great night. So again, that's our recap from the old Napa night. No dirt track racing this Saturday, Dan. Because we got something a little special rocking for, and I know you got the legwork going here with Kick FM, getting obviously Viking Speedway Kick FM on board, and it's and we had talked about it. I mean, we've been mumbling about it for years, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? Let's get this ball game rolling, and let's bring a country music concert to Viking Speedway.
Been working on it for about a year now, and now here we are a couple days away, and it's like, well, we should have this all figured out and everything should be done. Well, everybody that's ever planned an event knows that's not how it works. So it's been a scramble. We were out there early this morning, and probably be out there again late tonight, and probably early tomorrow morning, and probably early on Saturday, and Sunday we'll probably collapse and say, we need a break now. But no, it's all going well. Stage is all set up, getting all that stuff all dolled up and tidy. And
which is always good when the stage shows up.
When the stage shows up early, it's even better because, since this is the inaugural event, now we can go and take some hard measurements before everything else is there. So when we want to make changes to something to make it better, it's easy to do.
exactly.
This year's been a little challenging because we're kind of trying to build this whole seating area on the track and everything with some static numbers. They're not hard, but they'll be hard now, so we'll be good. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of I feel like I'm kind of brain dead because it's just burning the candles at both ends this week. But this partnership has really been good. We've got good people to work with. I could not imagine having anyone else to work with on Kick's side than Kim Rollins. She's been awesome. All the I's dotted, T's crossed. Don't have to worry about things slipping through the cracks. It's just taken care of, and so now you just go. You just get stuff done, and they're going to put on a hell of an event on Saturday and be the beginning of a beautiful thing.
Absolutely, and it was good to see the stage show up. You know, it's like I always get worried. My first hockey game every year is like the guys got out there for warm-ups. You know what I mean? And it's like all of a sudden, boom, the stage is here. It's like all of a sudden you're sitting here going, oh boy, this baby is really going to happen. And all of a sudden, like you said, Viking Coke was here all morning, getting stocked up with that. And then obviously I think the beer's coming. Is that coming tomorrow?
It's coming tomorrow at noon. And I was over at C&L this morning picking up a bunch of signage that we got to do. He's like, yeah, I think I'm just going to leave the semi hooked up to the trailer. Well, there you go, Kraus. We're going to get in trouble. We're going to take the beer truck on a victory lap.
We could do that.
Never drove a beer truck before.
We ain't throwing Tootsies or Tootsie Rolls.
No, we're throwing Budweisers.
We're going to throw Budweisers.
So, no, I don't know. But, yeah, so, no, they're ready to go. And he's like, well, I can be there whenever. I'm like, no, I'm just come at noon. Break the day up a little bit so we don't get accordioned.
And it seems like as far as I started following Craig Morgan on Instagram, and I don't know if you follow him on Instagram. He doesn't do much Facebook stuff, but he does a lot of like personal Instagram stuff. Seems like a really cool dude, like a really down-to-earth cool guy.
Everybody that I've talked to that has either been to one of his concerts or knows of him or has met him said this guy is an absolute, number one, he's a great musician, a hell of an entertainer, but more importantly, just a really good guy.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of people that you want to have at your events. There's all kinds of negative headlines everywhere you look these days about celebrities doing stupid stuff and whatever, and we don't want that, and we don't have that. So it's just it's a value added thing when you're putting forth the effort and all the things to put on an event like this. You don't want to have to worry about a reputation of someone that's performing at your show, bringing down the standing or anything else, and we don't have to worry about that with our lineup, and that's a good deal.
Yeah, and the same thing with Chris Cagle. I started following him. He's on Facebook, and Darian Lee, and obviously Blonde and the Bohonk too. They've been super jacked. I know they've been doing stuff. They're doing all stuff around here all the time, but they've all been absolutely awesome, and I like looking at their posts. And North Carolina, they're always Nashville and always big towns, and all of a sudden you see Viking Speedway, Alexandria, Minnesota, and between it's like, whoa, boy, this baby is going down, and this is going to be super excited for the lineup. I'm super excited. I'm a country music guy. I like a little bit of everything. I know you do too, but I think especially with that lineup getting kicked off with some local flavor, getting into the new talent, and then obviously when you get rolling into the Chris Cagle and the Craig Morgan, it's got me super excited.
I mean, you put these things together, and it's a struggle putting a lineup together. We were really wondering if we were going to get to do this because it's such a struggle to try to get a lineup done. You've got management teams, and you've got radius clauses and contracts, and you got riders, and you got all these things, and then you have a date. And all these things have to fall together, and we started out with a pretty long list of people that we were going to try to get to do this inaugural event, and that list got cut real quick. It's like, okay, they're scheduled here, and they're on the edge of this radius, so they can't perform in your area, and legalese and attorneys contracts limit you very quickly. So we started this about a year ago, and I would say that we were maybe a little bit late to the party getting going for the first event. So we got to really move. So that's something that we learned. We're way ahead of that. We're already planning for next year's event. But I don't know. I'm just really happy to see a local act open the show.
Absolutely.
It's important.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have people. You're gonna have people that, like, oh yeah, this looks like a good lineup. But then they see that you actually have local talent.
Yep.
On your lineup, and they like that. They want to support local people, and we want to build this. I mean, obviously, we want people to travel to come to this event. We're doing this for the city of Alexandria and Douglas County.
Absolutely.
That's what we're doing. So I hope we're always able to keep local talent on this thing. It's a big deal. This town and this community has been missing something like this for a long, long time, and now that we got it here, if everybody supports it, well, it's going to stay here and it's just going to get bigger.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, and I think I was thinking maybe tomorrow. I think I might go do a drive out there. Maybe go Facebook Live. Kind of show everybody where the stage is going to be, what we got going on, the bathrooms, concession stand. Kind of give everybody a little heads up of what's going on. And
I think that's a very good idea because
and get everybody excited. Not that everybody's not excited anyway, but all of a sudden we got there. All of a sudden, I want to go see that stage. They were about half done when we left this morning.
Yep.
That baby probably done by now, but just to see that stage sitting in Victory Lane and like you said, we've been part of Viking Speedway for a lot of years. It's gonna be a cool scene. I told the old flag man, old Justin Nealon here, old anti-black flag man, that
that anti-black flag man.
Well, we got to try this. He's gonna wave that thing at me one time, and I'm gonna stop my car and climb the flag stand. And I'm gonna be flagging.
And you know what? When you do it, I hope there's about 1,000 to 1,500 people in the grandstands because that means there'll be 3,000 next week.
And I'll be a YouTube star.
Yep. Hey,
how much are you gonna find me? $100?
I'll probably fine you 100 and pay you 200 for a good acting job when you're done.
All right. But anyway, I was talking to him. I'm like, the one thing I want to know because it's going to be concerts are super loud to begin with, but with that south wind in the grandstand,
Not going to be a south wind, dude. Check your weather.
No south wind.
West northwest 20 to 30.
It's coming from the other way.
Yeah, it's going to be coming across, so it's going to be perfect.
It's going to be good.
No
it's
echo.
Still going to be loud. It's still going to be loud.
Well, of course it's going to be loud.
It's a concert, right?
Hey, we're not going to church on Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday's the day after. No, it's going to be loud. It's going to be ruckus. It's going to be a party.
Good.
Yeah.
And we're going to have full concessions. Our concession stand's going to be open with 3 beer gardens.
3 beer gardens.
So our main beer garden.
Yep.
That'll be down there rocking. And then we're going to have 2 beer gardens set up. We're going to have 1 grandstand side, 1 VIP side, or what's going on there?
No, they're both going to be on the track in the corner. So there's going to be two distribution centers for the trackside general admission and the VIP guests, and then the grandstand will run off of our main one. And we have enough beer. Don't worry, it will be cold, and we are not going to run out.
And you got to buy your beer tickets. So we're going to have that's going to be sold in our sign-in area, correct?
Sign-in area and the fair office area. We're going to have one on the east side and one on the west side.
So you got to buy your beer tickets, and you just walk up, hand them a ticket, grab a beer. So there's not going to be, it ain't going to take more than a couple seconds to get a beer. So that's going to be a cool thing. And then food truck. Who's the food truck in the middle?
We've got all the food trucks are over at the west end of the grandstand by check-in. That's where they're all going to be. So they're easy access for the grandstand, and they're also easy access for the on-track general and VIP. We got Brews and Q's. Schmitty's coming, bringing his good, high-quality barbecue cuisine, which is going to be a hit.
The old class of 96,
Yep,
Schmitty?
you got her. That's Schmitty. Yeah, he was out, and we had a little layout yesterday, so he knows where he's going. And then we got Midway's coming. I think it's more of a traditional type deal. And then we got Rap Shack.
Okay.
And then there's also an ice cream vendor coming.
Nice.
So, yeah, we're going to have those 4 plus our concession stand running full throttle as well. So
there's going to be no lack of beverages,
right?
Adult beverages, a.k.a. beer, seltzers.
Right.
No lack of food. That's for darn sure.
No.
Pretty much everything right there.
Life's good, man.
Plus, you can just sit there and listen to music, correct?
That's exactly the point.
Man.
No, it's going to be good.
Tell you what, if you don't get on Kick Country right now, kickcountry.com and get your tickets, you're missing out. You're 100% missing out.
I couldn't agree more. And I got a little update this morning about 9:30. from our good old event coordinator, Kim, on ticket sales. And let's just say, ever since the clock tripped Thursday, velocity is picking up in a hurry. 'Cause now the weather forecast is more clear. We're selling tons of camping spots, and we're selling tons of tickets. And we had a great pre-sale the way it was. And now today, tomorrow, and Saturday, it's going to get wild.
So we still got time. Kickcountry.com. VIP sold out, correct?
VIP sold out. We got On Track General, which is bring your own chair. You can sit on the racetrack, either on the east or the west side of the VIP area. So good spot. Bring your own chair, so you don't have to. You can have your own area with your own group or whatever else. And then, of course, we got general admission in the grandstand, which is, I've been to a lot of these concerts. The worst seat in our house is about the equivalent of a mid-level floor ticket anywhere else.
For sure. Absolutely.
Phenomenal. Like, we're too cheap, dude. We're selling tickets way too cheap. So,
and I know we were up there the one time when we were standing there. And I don't get in the grandstands much anymore. I know
we're too old to climb to the
I know
top,
you
girls.
do now because you've been sitting up there watching the races.
Right.
But I haven't sat in that grandstand or for a long time and watched the race. But you get up there and I'm sitting here going, we're about mid grandstand, and I'm going, stage is going in victory lane.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're going to be performing right there.
Yeah.
It's like
You're on top of it.
There's zero bad seats going to be at the Rev'd Up concert. Zero.
No, you can't have one. It ain't possible. It's not even, if anyone goes there and say, oh, hey, I had a bad seat. No, you didn't. You just want to complain. I mean, this is like the premium layout for an outdoor deal like this. The only thing that we can't do that other places can do right now in our grandstand, the way it sits, is have 15,000 people out there.
Right.
We can't do that yet. But I always got my gears turning on
We'll
that.
figure that
We'll
out.
figure it out.
We'll figure it
We
out.
We gotta crawl before we walk, and we gotta walk before we run. And right now we're crawling. This is the first year. We don't want to do something stupid and get behind the eight ball on this. It's going to be a good deal, and we're just going to grow from here.
Right on. So Rev'd Up Country Fest at Viking Speedway this Saturday. Gates are opening at 3 p.m., correct?
Gates open at 3 p.m. Here's the deal. Have your ID ready. Everybody's getting wristbanded before they even get inside of the concert area. We're going to do this. It's going to keep the beer lines going faster. It's just going to make our security's life easier. So when you get your ticket and you have your QR code that they're going to scan, have your ID out, because you're going to get either a minor wristband or you're going to get of age wristband. Everyone on the grounds is going to have a wristband. No exceptions. So if you got that ready when you get there, it's going to make everybody's life easier. And once you got your wristband, then nobody's going to harass you the rest of the night.
Exactly. And first gig, Blonde and the Bohawk, is starting at 4. And then I think everybody going for about an hour and a half?
Yeah, I think they might be a little short. I think Craig Morgan's starting at 9.
Okay.
So that means Kegel's going to start at 7. So Darian Lee's going to start at 5 or 5:15, somewhere in there. So Blonde and the Bohawk will probably go for about 45 minutes to an hour. I think they're a little shorter. But then I think we're hour and a half set on everybody else.
And there's 30-minute break in between.
Yep.
We are selling 50-50 tickets. Viking Speedway will be doing that.
Dude, that's going to be a monster pot.
That could be. There might be someone going home with in the thousands of dollars.
It's going to be in the thousands.
So we're going to be there, and that'll be a 50-50 pot. That obviously proceeds will go help out obviously Viking Speedway, and the proceeds to help us help out Viking Speedway, and then someone else is going to take home the rest of the 50-50. So he's going to be standing by old Marky Mark. He's going to be standing by the beer garden, and then during the breaks, he'll be selling tickets from 3 to 4. Then during the breaks, he's going to get out and do some selling too. So that'll be awesome. I know Kick they're going to be throwing stuff and giving stuff away.
They got a T-shirt cannon, dude.
They got T-shirt cannon. I know we're going to be giving away some Speedway tickets as well to some fans. So you can get a ticket to head on down to Viking Speedway. So like I said, it's going to be an awesome event. Stay tuned to our Instagram, Facebook pages. Kick Facebook page, Viking Facebook page, all that good stuff, and we'll get stuff posted. And it's going to pretty much be nonstop revved up stuff here going for the next day or two.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm not very easily excited about much of anything anymore, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm pretty excited about this. This is, I don't know. We put on events. We put on events on a weekly basis. We've never tackled anything even close to the scope of what we're doing right now, and everything's coming together good. And biggest thing that I want to see is I want to see a jam-packed grandstand. I want to see the place jarred.
Can we start a beer pyramid like on the wall or underneath the flag stand?
If the wind wasn't blowing, dude, we'd be doing it. You know it, and we'd have it up to the flag stand by the end of the night. But the wind ain't gonna let it happen. But you know what the good news is with the wind? It's not gonna get hot. Everybody's gonna be comfortable all night.
Right.
We're gonna have a nice breeze, 75 and sunny. I'll tell you what, if you don't like that, you better check your pulse.
You can't. Saturday, June 25th, Rev'd Up concert. Start, like I said, gates open at 3, and the acts are going to start at 4.
If you're thinking of selling your home and not sure what it's worth, call Javon Bank for a complimentary market analysis in the Lakes area.
Obviously, I know we sit at home all night. All we do is watch racing.
Well, speak for yourself. This week I haven't been that fortunate. I've been working on this concert stuff a lot and got other things going on. Got a business I got to try keep active while I'm doing all this too. So
well, I was down in Paynesville watching softball, girls softball, U14 softball on Tuesday. Got to watch a little bit. Hell Tour started.
Right.
They had night 8 last night, and so far it's been pretty good racing. But I don't know if you saw old Brian Shirley kind of.
Brian Shirley's pissed.
He's mad, and the one thing, and I 100% get it. And he was trying to help out these track promoters, but anyway, at Springfield that was last night, 2 nights ago. Springfield's a very abrasive track, I guess.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
And I guess it didn't look abrasive, but I guess it's got a lot of rocks in it. And Jason Fager went through 5 right rear tires. Shirley's, did you see it went flat sitting in Victory Lane? His right rear tire was down, and he just basically said, you know what, you track promoters, we can't be going through 4 or 5 tires a night with a tire shortage.
No, and he wasn't an asshole about it.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't derogatory. He absolutely handled that 100% the right way. Here's the deal, guys. I hope you have more races here, and I want to come back and I want to support them. I want to support all these tracks, but when it's hot and we're in a tire shortage situation, we cannot be burning up this much rubber when we're on an allotment. We got to run 6 out of 7 days.
Yep.
All he did is pointed out the obvious that a lot of these track promoters can't seem to figure out. And when the national touring guys are bitching about this, it's a problem because they get first crack at the tire pile.
Absolutely.
They get the cream of the crop. And if they got them guys on a ration, and all of a sudden, now they don't have tires to race, what do you suppose is going to happen when it comes time for Viking Speedway to get ordered?
Right.
Or I-94 Speedway, or KRA Speedway, or any of the tracks in UMP land, or any of the tracks in IMCA land. If the National Touring Series that have got all the backing behind them squeal for rubber, they're going to get rubber, and everybody else is going to go to the back of the line. That's not good. That's not good for us.
Nope.
It's not good for them. They don't want to have any negative connotation with their tour. It's a tough enough landscape the way it is. They don't want to say one negative word about anybody. They're just trying to bring people in.
Yep.
But when you've got a situation where track promoters and track prep guys on these big touring races aren't doing 100% of what they should be doing to make sure that they get in town, put on a good show, get out of town in a timely manner, and don't burn up all their equipment, you just put yourself in the liability column.
Yep.
And that's exactly what Shirley called out.
Yep. I think they raced till like 11:30 that one night too, and then they had a 4-hour drive the next night, which isn't too terrible. But some of those guys don't have a full-time driver.
No, he said it. He says we need to be done at 9:00.
Shirley was driving his own rig.
Right.
Remember his post said, I just pulled the air brakes, and he was stopped after about 3 hours to get her shut down. So, but yeah, no, he was a little worried about that. And he said, hey, if track's going south, we got to get us out there earlier. You got to get the late models out there earlier right now, and they did last night. They ran before the mods.
Yep.
I know that was a little bit of an issue. The Hell Tour's going on. It looked like looked at their schedule. They're running about 6 days, taking a day off, going about 5 days, taking a day or two off. So it's not really as grueling as it used to be. It used to be 28. Remember, it used to be 28 races in
29 days
30
or
some
whatever it
days.
was,
Yeah, because a couple of the big ones had a rain date.
I like the Hell Tour. I like it. I think it's great. I think the schedule's an equalizer. I don't like the 6 out of 7 days. I don't. I wish they would go back to the format they went. I wish they would do a better job at trying to keep everything. I mean, if you can jockey the schedule and you can cut 50 miles a week out of a travel plan, that's a good thing to do. But there's got to be a deal. If you're hosting a Hell Tour race, we're having a meeting in January, because everybody knew in January it was going to be a shit show with rubber this year.
Yep.
They weren't talking about it, but you knew it, I knew it, everybody knew it. Anybody that was around the supply chain of this thing at all last year knew fuel and tires were going to be a dumpster fire. If you want to hold the race, part of your sanctioning deal and your criteria is you have to come to this meeting. And we're going to have everyone on the same page, and this is what you're going to do. And if you can't comply to that, get off the schedule, and we're going to find somebody that can. Because these drivers and these teams are under a ton of stress. They're racing for the same amount of money with travel costs that are double, with tire costs that are double, and scarcity because they can't get them. And then you're going to not get them out of town until 11 o'clock at night to make their life even tougher. So now they got to hire another road guy to help them too. Doesn't work.
Nope.
So hats off to Shirley. Shirley's never been a bitcher.
No.
Never.
No.
I mean, I've seen him get tore up, have race cars destroyed. I mean, he had that brand new rocket a couple years ago that got wrecked the first night he ran it.
Yeah.
Guy yard sailed him. Oh, it's part of racing. He could have went over there and decapitated the guy because he had every right to.
Yep.
He ain't that guy.
Yep.
So when Shirley says something, you better listen.
Yep.
It ain't like Boom Briggs where every time somebody does something wrong, he's bitching at him. He's awesome entertainment.
Well, he's got 6 cars on the track
Right.
every time something happens. So,
Right.
And I know Chris Madden won Smoky Mountain, won the 50 grand last week.
Madden's having a year like Overton did last year.
He is, and him and Davenport put on a good show. They're all getting closer. Overton got 3rd, Ricky Thornton got 4th. I know they were all pretty tight there at the end because the track was getting pretty slick, and sounds like some minor rubber coming down in some spots, and it was getting a
Smoky
pretty
Mountain
good race.
and rubber is. I'm sorry, but you get in the southern half of the country in the summertime, good luck.
It's tough.
I mean, you can go to Volusia, you can go to East Bay. Oh, those tracks don't rubber while they're racing in February, guys. I'm sorry. You go into warm climates and you run in summer, it's going to be a problem. It's hard. But I think that they've done a good job. The racing has been good. It's not premium like it was a month and a half ago, but the weather was different a month and a half ago. The dog days of summer are here.
Yep.
It is what it is.
And I know Lucas Oil has the Firecracker this weekend at Lernerville. That's starting tonight, I believe, right? That's a 3-day deal?
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then Bishop's jumping ship.
Saw that. He's
And
flying back.
He's going to cruise back and go to race the B5 of the Outlaw race on Sunday.
Which is good. It's good to see him in the B5. And Lucas has got it's pretty much the money next 2 months. It's nonstop.
Every weekend's $50,000 every time they race. Well, they have how many races are $50,000 or more this year? Like 13.
Yeah,
or something?
it was crazy. Just got done with one. Now they got another one. And then I'm not sure where Portsmouth and Muskegum. I don't know what they're paying, but
those are 12 and 15, I think. But then it goes right back into the $50,000 deal. And
yeah. Well, then you got the one at Davenport, but then you got Deer Creek. Then you got Lucas Oil. You got the Diamond Nationals. I think they jacked that up.
$50,000.
That's up. That went from 30 to 50.
50.
Then they're at I-80. That's $53,000, correct?
Yep.
And then Florence is another $50,000, and then you got the USA Nationals wedged in there too.
Yeah, that's $50,000. That's World Outlaw Show.
Yeah,
But
so
that's $50,000.
Then you got the Topless and Port Royal. It's out of control money wise with that Lucas deal.
I'll tell you what. If you got a fast buggy, and you live anywhere from Pennsylvania to Ohio, and you're not running a super late model with these purses that are running, You're nuts.
Yeah.
Their start money is ridiculous,
It
Jeff.
is.
It's
It
nuts.
is.
I mean, well, we talked to Don Hammer. They're running the Outlaw Tour, and they got some of these tracks that they go to that are close. They get paid good toll money to get there. It's like $1,000 to start the race.
Right.
And it's like, if it's in your own backyard, I mean, it's a good gig. Oh, there's the races where you got to drive 1,000 miles and it sucks. But you take the good with the bad, I guess.
Exactly. And I was watching Huset's last night. No, did you?
Yeah,
Did you fall asleep?
Yeah.
I looked at my wife and I go, "How come Dan and I aren't in Huset's right now?"
Yeah, I
If
know.
it wasn't for this concert, we probably
we
would have
been. Damn right we would have
It'd
been.
been cool to go down there like on a Wednesday or Thursday and then come back.
Yeah.
I'd never been down there, especially
Me either.
when-
I haven't been there or Jackson.
with that. Was it 47 sprint cars?
No, I think they had over 50, didn't
Did they? I can't remember. I looked. And
Well, no. Yeah, because did they run the 4-heat or the 6-heat format? It was 4 heats, right?
I don't know. It was.
I remember
I was
there-
flipping back before that with the Hell Tour, and then obviously the hockey game was on last night, and then I was
What happened with the hockey game? Who won?
Tampa.
They did. Because they had the lead.
No, my bad. Colorado won in overtime.
They pissed it away. Tampa was up 2-1.
Yeah, Colorado won in overtime.
Oh my God.
46 sprinters.
46. Yeah, because I seen the one heat race they had a dozen, and I'm like, oh, dozen sprint cars in a heat race at Houston. This
Yeah.
ought to be interesting. You see the yard sale they had at the beginning of that heat race?
Yeah.
Oh.
You get a sprint car turned sideways at the flag stand, watch, and of course Dobmeyer got in it and bent some stuff up, and then I don't think he didn't even come through the B, but
No, ever since Dobmeyer got hurt at Cedar Lake 2 years ago, number one, he missed a year,
Yeah.
basically.
nasty.
He has not had one lick of luck anywhere. He's fast. But you got to wonder, you get in a wreck like that, that wreck happened right in front of me at Cedar Lake. I watched him. He landed 4 on the floor, and I'm like, that ain't going to be good.
No.
You got to wonder, being out of the seat that long, and Dobmeyer's not a young guy anymore. You know? He's not in his teens or early 20s. You got to wonder what that takes out of a guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know? You got wife, and you got kids, and you got business ventures, and now you get hurt in a race car. Do you think differently about what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. You do.
And does it cause you to do things differently when you're on the racetrack?
Oh, yeah.
And you see it happen to a lot. Guys are always hell-bent for election until they get in one bad wreck. And then the ones after they get in a bad wreck, then you'll find out which guys are really, really racers and which guys start to think more about the other things in life. We've seen it happen quite a few times.
Yep. So Hughes sits $15,000 to win tonight, 20 tomorrow, $100,000 on Saturday.
Yeah, it was 10 last night, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, 10, 15, 20, and 100.
I believe so. Because last night was the makeup from the storm, right?
Yeah.
From the
Yep.
June 5th, from the storm, which was great. It worked out good. They all wanted to get that race in anyway because they only came up here that weekend and ran one. So it was good to get that race in. But $100,000 to win that late model deal. And you know what? Ticket prices aren't horrible. I mean, you want to go watch a $100,000 sprint car race and general admission's $43,
Dude.
That's not horrible.
You know why it's not horrible? You know why? Todd Queering has more money than God.
Well, he does, and plus they're gonna. I thought they had a good crowd last night for a Wednesday.
You go to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and there's a sprint car race going on at Huset's. It's like going to Knoxville, Iowa, and there's a race going on. If you're not at the racetrack, there's something wrong with you. They flock there. I mean, yeah, is there a little bit bigger population around Huset's than there's Knoxville? Absolutely. Quite a bit bigger.
Yep.
But they jar the place.
Yep, they do.
Weekly racing shows. They got a hell of a crowd.
I
all
see
the time.
they got the late model street stocks running tonight and tomorrow. And
Dude,
then
I love
not
watching
on,
those things.
Those guys put on a show.
They do.
Put on, and last night's Huset rate was great. Casey Kane was really fast. He was really fast all night. He was quick time, won his heat. He won the dash too, right?
Casey Kane has been very good in a sprint car since he got out of NASCAR.
And I don't know, he said something too. I don't know if the top went away a little bit, but the bottom was really good, and gravel got him. And then Gravel decided, let's try to do some cartwheels down the front straightaway.
That was when I was sleeping.
I didn't text you and say what the world was Gravel doing.
I don't know, Jeff. I was sitting there. I mean, you know what's bad when you're sitting in your recliner at night, and the first thing you see when you get up in the morning is your dog, like at 4:35 a.m. And the dog wants to go to sleep, laying there on the couch sleeping, and is waiting for me to go upstairs because the dog won't go upstairs till I go upstairs. That's the deal. I didn't train the dog to do that, just how it works. And the dog lifts her head up and looks at me, and she's like looking at me like, "What the hell are you still doing down here? Go to bed." It's been one of them weeks. So yeah, I was doing the woodpecker when I was trying to watch the race.
When Gravel barrel rolled down the front straightaway.
Yeah, I seen the carnage wreck in the heat races though. That was noteworthy.
Yeah. Yep. And then Kane retook the lead, and he bobbled back-to-back laps, and Baston got him on the bottom. Spencer Baston's been fun to watch this year.
Baston's good, dude.
He's really good, and he's getting faster and faster every week. Now all of a sudden he's got a win or two under his belt now too. They're going to start coming. And then Macedo ended up getting Kane too, but Macedo threw a couple crazy sliders in there to get her a little close, and then there was some lap traffic there. But it was a good race, and it's going to be good.
Dude, Macedo is getting ballsy.
Yes, he is.
Like, Macedo has always been good and fast, and he's won a lot. He's getting reckless ballsy. It's been the last couple of months I've seen it more. You only get reckless ballsy so long before you go for a hell of a ride. You and I both know that in these things. I don't know. Brad Sweet did that for 4 or 5 years ago. He did a lot of that, and then he went for a couple hellacious rides, and he keeps his nose pretty clean now.
Yep.
I don't know. I hate seeing tore up equipment. I hate seeing guys get hurt, but there is some very questionable moves being made out on that track at sometimes.
Yep, and you're running for some awful good money.
Right.
You don't have a travel, really good start money, $100,000 on the line on Saturdays. So if you want to watch, if you're a sprint car fan, and they put on a show every single night. We talk about that all the time. The World Outlaw Sprint Cars put on a show. They don't care if it's rubber, if the track's gravel, if there's a 3-foot high cushion or whatever it is.
They like 3-foot high cushions.
They are putting on a show no matter what. So that's going to be a great show tonight, tomorrow, Saturday. Getting into the World Outlaws. There's going to be some good late model stuff on. A few local shows going on. I haven't really paid attention to what's going on locally with the concert and stuff going on. And, my car's sitting in the garage, ain't going anywhere. So because I'm going to be sitting at a concert,
right?
Possibly drinking a couple adult beverages from the sounds of it.
Jeff, I'm thinking the right thing to do on Saturday, just for simplicity's sake and to help out our dedicated beer ticket sellers. I think when we walk in the door, we should each just throw 100 on the counter right away and just buy 20 tickets and just call it a night.
Let her buck.
Yeah, because we don't want to cause the line to get jammed up. So if we each buy 20 apiece, we should probably be good from 4.
That's not a bad idea.
I think it'll work. Share a couple with the wives.
Going through my central junior high math here. Yeah.
I think it works.
I think we're going to have to do that.
20's the number. 20's the number. If you go over 20, it could get a little.
We better start hydrating right now.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yes, I got to go out on the golf course this afternoon, and it's going to be 92 and a blow dryer on me.
Oh, boy.
And the only thing to keep me cool is going to be a beer cooler.
Right.
Oh, man.
So there
How
you
do I
have
get
it.
myself into this stuff?
I don't know.
I suppose we better give Jay one more shout out.
So there you have it. Episode number 10. Jay Von Bank from Quality Real Estate. Special thanks to Jay.
Wally Real Estate.
That's what I said.
Wally.
Quali.
Okay, attaboy. See,
he's koala.
See, guys, he's teachable. Just takes a long
time. Long time. So thanks to Jay. Thanks to Viking Coke. Thanks to Napa of Central Minnesota last week, sponsoring the races. Special thanks Kick FM for letting us do this, and also CNL Distributing, Kick FM, Viking Speedway for getting ready for old Rev'd Up.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of sponsors. We got Yarman Ford out of Paynesville, and we got Seika's Creamery and Executive Sanitation. Who else? I don't know. I should have a cheat sheet in front of me. If I missed you, I'm sorry. All the ads that are running, you're all on them, and we're getting a lot of PR out of this deal, and thanks for helping us put this on. Doesn't happen without them. Looking forward to it. Come and join us.
Absolutely.
This is gonna be a dandy.
Absolutely. So that's it. The Dirt, episode number 10. We will see everybody at Rev'd Up at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah, and me and Kraus might even do a meet and greet if you're not ashamed to be seen with us.
We can do a meet and greet. Maybe we should get some cards made up.
Yeah. What would we do? What would we call it?
What?
Our cards, they got to have some sort of line on them. I can't even think anymore today. We better shut up or we're going to ruin this thing.
We better shut up.
All right,
We'll
goodbye.
see everybody at Rev'd Up.